Welcome back for another edition of the Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Kara Kreitzer, and today I'm here with head men's basketball coach, Vince Alexander. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. You're coming off a hard-fought win at Tuskegee on Monday night. So was the environment tough to play in?
No doubt. It was a very tough environment. Part of the reason why we scheduled that game. We feel like we need to get some really tough games on the road in a tough environment, help prepare us for our conference games. Certainly was a hard-fought win, but the key thing is it was a win, and that builds character for our guys and our program. So it was very, very good. Absolutely.
Now, which individuals stood out to you in that win?
When I think about that win, early on, Ron Zimmerman, the best three-point shooter in the country to me, was on fire.
Okay.
He hit some big shots early. I thought Shane Porcher was the big difference for us last night, though. Even though he had gotten in early foul trouble, he had some plays that were very, very big plays during the game. One was a tip-in dunk that really silenced their crowd a whole lot. And then when they tied the game, with a minute and some odd seconds left in the game, he drove the length of the floor and got an and one and made the free throw to put us back up 3, which was really big. So I would say that Shane did a number on giving us some big plays.
Okay, well, good. What was the biggest difference that you see between the first time that you played Tuskegee and this time?
Well, they thrive off their crowd. They had a big crowd. And their radical crowd, sort of obnoxious, but they thrive off of that, and I think they played really, really well. Early on, I thought we did a really nice job, but they started to force a few turnovers with us, and it really got their crowd into the game. And we came into this game saying, keep their crowd out of the game, which for the first 10 to 15 minutes we did. But the next 15, 20 minutes we didn't do a good job of.
Okay. Well, your team hasn't played at home since November 15th. How difficult of a stretch is this for your program to be on the road?
It's a very difficult stretch for us. Once again, we scheduled like this partly because we can't get games. It's very difficult to get people to come here and play.
Okay.
The other part of the scheduling was that it would give us that valuable experience of playing in the rugged Peach Belt Conference and playing against those teams on the road. I think last night playing at Tuskegee was a big character building game for this team. It's what we call last night before we played the game as a championship team type game where you have to win those kind of games.
Okay.
And I think it's certainly preparing us. Our schedule is preparing us. Of course, we like to play at home, where we are very, very good. But, a big test is how we play on the road this year. And I think we're getting through this by the grace of God. We're doing a good job. And God willing, we'll keep it up.
Okay. Well, the road trip this weekend doesn't get any easier as you take on the 4-2 record Mount Olive team. So they've picked up some good wins so far this season. What do you need to do in order to pick up a win against Mount Olive?
I think we've got to play with poise. We've got to play like a championship team. We've got to make free throws on the road. I think we do those things there. I think we'll be in good shape. And we can win anywhere. We have a good enough team to win anywhere we play. The key thing is playing with that poise and that patience, and then also being able to make free throws on the road.
Okay. After the Mount Olive game, your team has a little bit of time off for the finals, and you won't play again until December 14th at UNC Pembroke. What are your thoughts about the effect of having that time off before your first conference game?
Well, of course, I think it'll be good because it'll give our guys a chance to catch up, and get through their finals without the stress of having games.
Yeah.
So that's a really good thing, the opportunity to make sure that they finish up strong in the classroom. And then the other thing is, it gives us some time to prepare for Pembroke, who's going to be a very tough opponent for us, once again on the road. But I think having that time will help us, to get our guys, make sure we stay healthy, and then also to make sure our classwork is done well. So.
Okay. Kinley Branch will miss some time due to an injury. He had started to come on and play really well prior to the injury. Who do you feel needs to come in and fill that void for y'all?
What Kinley does for us is so valuable and so important. Certainly, it hurts us to lose Kinley. He's one of the best three-point shooters in this league, and he had been playing very, very well since that Puerto Rico trip. He was not only playing well offensively, but defensively and rebounding for us. He was doing a really nice job. It's going to hurt not having him. I don't know how we replace that right now. We're working on that. We're trying different things. But when you eliminate a shooter like Kinley, it's tough to replace without recruiting and making that happen. We had Ron and we had him. And so that was it. We didn't anticipate this happening, but by the grace of God, Kinley's recuperating, and he's getting better, and he's in better spirits. And most importantly, when it's all said and done, the most important thing is that Kinley recovers and he gets well. Our team, we're good enough to move forward and make adjustments and do the things we need to do.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
For Coach Alexander, I'm Kara Kreitzer. Join us next time for another episode of Coach's Corner.
Thank you.